107.5 WGCI, the Shy's #1 for hip-hop and R&B, live with Tone Kapone. I told you I was going to have a friend stop by the show. It is my brother Taylor Bennett. What's up,
Yes,
boy?
sir. What up, Tone, man? Appreciate you having me on. What's good, Chicago?
What's happening? Hey, Taylor, big day tomorrow.
Yeah,
Birthday, man. Happy birthday,
Thank
dog.
you, man. Appreciate you, man. It feels great to be 28 in Chicago, you know what I'm saying?
I remember 28, just like it was last year.
That's crazy. I'm looking forward to 28. I haven't gotten there yet. What do you remember about 28?
Well, first of all, I wasn't last year when I turned 28. It was a little while ago. But, but I mean, man, it was, you know what? You looking at 30 and you looking at where you going. You know what I mean? It's still fun. You in your 20s. But you definitely like, all right, now it's real.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff is getting
sure,
real.
you got to get to it.
Yeah, you got to get to it. For sure. Now, you turning 28. Yeah. And I know if you didn't come up here without some music happening, man, talk to me what you got going on,
man. I got a brand new track actually called Too Much featuring King Louis and Lala, two Chicago artists. But I'm really up here to talk about this crazy birthday bash that I'm having tomorrow. It's really going to be a huge juke party at Prism Nightclub. And, you know, we got a couple special performances and all types of magic going on, but it's really going to be a night to celebrate Chicago, you know what I'm saying? And dedicated especially to this song. And this song, it really represents Chicago, you know, so I'm proud to be putting it out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, I heard a snippet of it. I didn't get a chance to hear it all the way, but I heard it at the beginning. I see where you're going with it.
See where it is, yeah.
But my question to you is this now. Of course, are we going to use the birthday party? Because I know everybody's going to come. Is there going to be some special guests? Are you going to film this?
Yes.
What are we doing?
Bro, so, first of all, I got D Gaines. Everybody in Chicago should know D Gaines. You know, he worked with a lot of different artists, Keith, Spenzo, Louis, Katie, and you know, for a really long time, especially in high school, I used to cross paths with him, but I never got the, opportunity to work with them. And we were putting together this record, and it was so Chicago that, you know, we had the conversation, me and my team, and especially the creative director, shout out to Forever Band, and my pops, Ken Bennett, was like, yo, we should get D Gaines to come to Chicago and shoot this. And then we sent Gaines the record. I didn't know if he was going to be interested because, like I said, we never worked before. And he was like, nah, I'm down to do this. Like, let's get to it. So we set up this birthday party and a couple different, ways to show off the city with different, you know, storefronts and different collaborators and such. But tomorrow we're going to be shooting the second and kind of final piece to the music video, as well as celebrating my birthday party. And I think what's really cool about it is that, you know this, you know, Tone, because like you said, you know, you've done some acting, is a lot of times parties and music videos are staged. So it's not like a real thing. It's not like, you know, it's like paid actors, which is understandable, you know. But like for me, not only as an independent artist, but then also for the authenticity of showing off Chicago, we wanted to create an environment where we could have actual people of Chicago, actual people that represent the city, capture it, and then put it out so they could be a part of the opportunity and the success that I believe is going to come along with the track. So, yeah, man.
Yeah. It's going to be a big time.
It's
now, look,
crazy.
Let's go ahead. It's time to let people know that all of this is happening. Where, when, what time, my dog?
Man, all of this is happening tomorrow at Prism Nightclub. Again, it's going to be my birthday. We got all kinds of DJs. The headliner is DJ Mike P. We got DJ No Psych, and we also got DJ Preem, of course, hosted by Bree Specific. And like I said, we're going to have a lot of special guests. I can't give out any names, but Chicago, y'all know how we get down, man. And I called in a lot of folks like, man, I need y'all to come out and, you know, celebrate with me. And I put in my special requests for these different folks to do special songs. So, man, it's going to be crazy. And then I can say this. We got the Golden Knights drill team coming through. You know, we got Walla Cam coming through, some of the dancers. Like, it's going to be very, very Chicago. And, of course, we got the one and only D Gaines shooting the music video. So I'll see y'all there, Chicago.
It's going to be one of those one Chicago. So, man, pull up, Prism Nightclub, 10 o'clock, 1543 North Kingsbury. That's tomorrow with them. Before I let you get out of here, I got to ask a couple questions, man.
Please, man.
One, are you still like managing your brother? Is that still happening? What's going on?
Of course, forever, man. It's the independent business.
So
yeah, man. I've been working with Chance. I know you got an opportunity to come through the show that we did at what was that, United Center, and then we did Brooklyn, Barclays, and then we did L.A. Kia Forum. So it was dope, man. We had an opportunity to, really travel the nation and, connect with a lot of different fans. But honestly, now, I don't know if you heard, but he's just back in his bag. So he's been traveling all around, laying down these different records and getting his, I think, his project together from what he's saying. So I'm really excited. It's always interesting to see.
Now, if you imagine him, G, don't give me talk. You know he getting his project together.
He's because I'm not, what I'm saying? Like I said, I manage him now. I'm giving you management talk. Like, he my brother too, but, I can't, what I'm saying? So I imagine, that, he's putting his full album together. But, it's always really dope to see Chance go into his creative mode. Mm-hmm. And at this space, I've never seen him where, what he's working on and what he's doing. And I think the extent of how he's reaching into his artistry and some of the collaborations and folks that he's been, it's dope. It's really cool, to see like an artist grow, you know what I'm saying? And also my brother. Right. So, yeah, beautiful, man. Still, of course, working with Chance and, moving out for 2024,
Yeah, I love it. A couple things, though, real quick. One, independent Bennett. Now we know y'all make great music.
Appreciate you, man.
I've told him a couple times when I've seen him like the South Side thing. Like, I know Chance.
Oh yeah, Chance. Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like,
I love Southside. That's one of my favorite shows, by the way.
It was a shame Southside got canceled. But like Chance did one of they brought on a lot of people. Yeah. Especially because I got one, but his always stood out to me as one of the guests. Yeah. Have you guys thought about moving into, because I know dealing with the Bennetts, y'all want to own and create your own. Have y'all thought about that being a part of the next step?
Yeah, for sure. I don't think I'll get in trouble for this, but I know, Chance's project and what he's working on now, a lot of it's artistry. So I know a lot of people know about like the live art and things like that, but it also on all, kind of facets and departments. So visually, there's a lot of music videos that I would say I look at now and I'm like, yo, this is a movie, or like this is, there's real acting in here. There's real emotion in here. Mm-hmm. And, that's kind of what, Chance does best, is kind of diving into that next stage and that next level. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, we put out the Magnificent Coloring World movie in AMC about 2 years ago.
Right.
And then a year before that, he put out the Christmas Chi-Town, or Chi-Town Christmas.
With Jeremiah, right?
Film, with Jeremiah. So he's always, like, in his acting bag. And, of course, there's always conversation. I think at some point, I know you see there's a few different projects within Chicago that are going on that he's a part of. So I'm sure at some point he'll get in his common bag.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I also know that he is really into directing right now. So he's been directing all his videos. He's been directing these different, not get in trouble. He's been directing a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I think that probably goes in tandem with what you're saying, where I think he'll do a bit of acting, he'll do a bit of directing, but most importantly, he'll produce whatever it is independently.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Before I let you get out of here, Taylor, you guys are really good at collaborating, right?
Yeah.
And I want you to speak to the collaborating part of Chicago, because it's really like, yo, we from outside of Chicago, and I don't really mess with out west.
You asked the best questions, man. Shout out Tone, man. You really asked the best questions. Like, for where I am right now, it's actually interesting how this song ended up coming about. I got into the studio last summer after I put this project out. There was like an alternative kind of rap project, because I wanted to lean back into hip hop, and I felt like the genre was calling me, and in hip hop and in rap, nothing is given to you. It doesn't matter what you've done before. It's all about what you could do now.
Exactly.
So I wanted to dibble and dabble with some different Chicago artists, producers, rappers, singers. So I set up this, shout out to RCM Studios on the north side of Chicago. I set up these different studio sessions where we had all three of the rooms going, and Cody Mack, Chris Minto, and Zakor, known as Forever Band in Chicago, executive produced these different sessions. But we were inviting, I'm talking about like 50, 60 up and coming to actual artists that were on their grind to like actual legends. So like folks from Rocky Fresh, Sasha Gohar came through, Monty the G, Hollywood. We put out that Go track. Shout out to them. To Mike P, to just like literally so many people that is crazy, but also, of course, a lot of producers came through. And what was dope about the situation was a lot of times in Chicago, I know, and not just Chicago, but the Midwest, we feel like we got to go to LA or we got to go to New York to get the best directors, the best producers, the best. And the truth is, as an independent artist, I've seen now that we have all those tools here. Just sometimes we don't have the resources to get them in those spaces or those places.
Right.
So again, it was a dope experience for me, but then it also ended up becoming something where, for instance, this track Too Much, you see a collaboration with Lala, an up-and-coming artist, but I also hit up Louis because I'm like, this got your name all over it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's me, and now the video's getting shot by D Gaines. So it's a win on all fields, but it's also something that crosses generations. And then, like you said, it crosses throughout Chicago. And I think that trend is becoming, like, not saying that I started in any way. I'm probably just a part of the trend that was already started. But you see a lot of different Chicago artists that are now, like, pairing themselves and working and collaborating, whether it's shout out to all the female artists, Mellow Bucks and, you know, all the different Minded G's and Amari Blazes and, you know, the new rap females that I think are bringing this look to Chicago that didn't really exist before.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, I think that when it comes to collaborating, you know, for me, it's all about the music. And I think there's so much talent within Chicago. And I think that also, again, I had this conversation, shout out to, again, Cody Mack, about a summer ago where I was saying I felt like if there was a space or an environment or a place that Chicago kids could go to, I don't think they would really care who was in the space. And that was what happened a lot. Like, it wasn't like we was just all in the, like, it was folks that came through and it was other folks there and it was like, all right, we making music. You know what I'm saying? But I think just having that space, like how we used to have open mic at Harold Washington that Chance talks about a lot, it creates the opportunity. And I think that, you know, a lot of folks in Chicago, especially artists and just kids, because I was a kid when I started making music, most folks, we lack the resources. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, a lot of times you hear a lot of old stories about New York, and you hear, oh, such and such, we was all in the studio,
right.
and such pulling up.
Jay-Z, my favorite artist, he always talk about being with Biggs or, like, you know, and it's like, you know, or even in Atlanta, like you hear about Jermaine Dupri, or like in L.A. you hear about like Dr. Dre. And I'm not saying we don't have that within Chicago. It's just like, you know, the industry is different.
It's different. It's different. And I'm glad that you're doing that. Before, I know I was about to let you out of here. I had one more thing. New project. You coming back to hip-hop, return to hip-hop. Is there a date on a new project and a name?
Yeah. No, it's not a name or a date. And you know what's really cool is, shout out to D Gaines. I know he just hopped in the room. We was having this conversation the other day. But I was just basically saying that in terms of a project and a release strategy, like you said, you're huge on TikTok. Shout out your daughter. She sees you on TikTok too. Right?
I would say I'm huge. I'm mild sauce, but
you're huge because I don't have a TikTok. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, all right.
So, and I know that's crazy, right? It's TikTok videos of me, but I don't have one.
You gotta get one, bro.
I gotta get one. But yeah, no, I don't got a date for it. But what I am doing is I'm putting out singles, and I just really want to build up the craze to it.
Okay.
And I feel like, again, like being an independent artist, it's about like trying to hold that budget. And we all got projects, no matter if you would a major or not, that you might put out and you think it's going to go and then it don't go. So now I feel like I've kind of found a balance where I could be consistent, but then also have different, like how we have this joint tomorrow with D Gaines. Shout out, you know, to the GOAT. So, you know.
I love it, man. So again, want to remind y'all, don't miss out on it, man. Taylor Bennett's big birthday bash, turning 28 tomorrow. Prism
Chicago. To make sure they don't forget, it's a juke party, Chicago. So make sure y'all come through and we turn up. We really trying to have fun. I feel like that's something that hasn't been done on this scale. So I'm excited. I'm excited. Come see it go down, Chicago.
Yep. Prism Nightclub. Don't miss out. Taylor, thanks for stopping by the show, Brody.
Let's get it, man. Appreciate it, yo.